Ahoy hoy, it's been a while. I had to get my last video about the Pirates Lounge out pretty quickly as I just discovered something else that I just had to make a video on. Earlier this month, details and images were leaked for a Pirates of the Caribbean experience that would have been a prequel that got shoved under the rug due to the pandemic. Glad to know what more was taken from us by COVID. The earliest info on these leaks were from around the 5th or something, but I didn't discover this until a lot more recently. For some reason, it wasn't really talked about a whole lot in the fandom, and I've been super busy lately, so I didn't try to seek out any Pirates news. I initially found this out through a video from a fellow POTC YouTuber. I was immediately curious of the thumbnail. I was like, is this like a streaming series or something? Because Pirates really needs a show. They're Portuguese, so I couldn't get enough info through the auto-translate, so I had to go off and do research myself to see what this is about. I'm gonna go through two of these articles. This first one is Inside the Magic. This was a pain in the ass to read, by the way, because I kept getting bombarded with ads while scrolling through it, and the first 90% of the article was just a recap of the 5 Pirates movies and the Depp versus Heard ordeal. I just want to read about the prequel, goddammit. Anyway, I found it after scrolling through for literally 5 minutes. The Pirates of the Caribbean prequel, titled Pirates of the Caribbean: The Spirit of the Sea, was due to debut in 2020 in London, United Kingdom. Unlike the movies that came before it, The Spirit of the Sea was set to be an immersive experience under the Secret Cinema brand. Known for its blend of audience interaction and cinema magic, Secret Cinema's past worlds include James Bond and Casino Royale, Stranger Things, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Stranger Things would be the last Secret Cinema project to debut before the industry-wide shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic. Now, new information has been revealed about one of the planned concepts for Secret Cinema, Pirates of the Caribbean, or as it was referenced, Project Outlaw. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Spirit of the Sea was to act as a prequel to the 5-movie franchise, with event-goers joining one of the 6 factions on their journey to Tortuga, Immersive Rumors notes. The inclusion of Pirates of the Caribbean at Secret Cinema came as part of a deal between Disney and Secret Cinema, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter in 2020. Disney Studios Lab would be the outfit that partnered with Secret Cinema to bring the worlds of Disney movies to life. But the pandemic scuppered many plans, with last year's Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy: The Live Experience being the first collaboration between the pair. Images have been released on how some of the other projects may have looked, including Pirates of the Caribbean: The Spirit of the Sea, which came complete with Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow. Here's the other article I have here. This is from Disney Fanatic. In 2020, Disney signed a deal with Secret Cinema. Secret Cinema is a London-based company that takes films and turns them into immersive experiences. The first Disney film was supposed to be called Pirates of the Caribbean: The Spirit of the Sea. Spirit of the Sea would have reportedly had guests join one of the 6 factions as they journey to Tortuga. We don't know what the storyline would have been, but we do know that it would have told Jack's story before he arrived in Port Royal. Spirit of the Sea was set to open in 2020. Let's take a look at the images here and maybe try to analyze them a little. This is the poster for it. The graphic design is okay. It's probably just an early concept. You can see they have a new skull here, and the flags around it look to be the 6 factions that guests can be sorted into. I like the inclusion of the Aztec medallion here. I'm not sure if it has to do with anything or if it's just a poster. I'm gonna go back to the skull in a sec. I just want to look at the other images first. These are some various interiors and exteriors. They look cool, but a little generic, nothing to really write home about. They look neat as desktop backgrounds. I'm curious of what they would have done with these in the story if they were to be in the final project. Here's some concept art. This was the one I found the most interesting. They show a symbol of the factions in a couple of these pictures. You can also see there's some kind of treasure or magical object that looks just like the one on the skull in the poster. So it looks like it would have played a big part in the story. Maybe that's supposed to be the Spirit of the Sea. Now, the most obvious thing that we have here is the younger Jack Sparrow. It clearly looks like it would have been based on the young Jack in the last Pirates movie. And for those who don't know, I don't like the Pirates 5 Young Jack. I didn't like it at all. In the movie, I really would have preferred they'd stick with the young Jack Sparrow books, or at least Price of Freedom, but Disney doesn't care. Those books are just cash grabs. It's disappointing that they would have just kept the movies version for this, because it really cements in that I'm never going to get my Disney Plus series of the Rob Kid books. Besides the fact that it's not the young Jack I wanted, I didn't like the whole CG face in the movie. A lot of the shots in that scene are pretty questionable. I think according to the articles and the concept art, Johnny Depp would have actually returned for the role. I'm not sure if this would be animated or live action. If it's live action, they're obviously going to be doing some kind of CG to it because Johnny Depp is like 60 or something. Maybe they would have brought back Anthony De La Torre from the last Pirates movie to be the body for young Jack again, and CG'd young Johnny's face to it, and Johnny's voice would be used for it. Basically just like Dead Man Tell No Tales all over again. I do like how, despite being made after the last movie, and the young Jack clearly being based on the movie, there's a picture of what seems to look like how Jack really got his compass from Tia Dalma, which how he was supposed to. This is all out of context though, as we don't know the storyline for this. There's no information on what this immersive experience would really be like. Is it a walkthrough experience? Is it a 4D experience? I might take a look at the Stranger Things and the Guardians of the Galaxy experiences so I can have an idea on what the Pirates one would have been like. Will Spirit of the Sea ever happen? I'm not sure, probably not. A lot has happened between 2020 and now, especially on the Depp side of things. I'm not sure if Johnny would ever be back on board to do this sort of thing. Disney would also much rather put their focus on their other properties. They don't care about pirates. If Disney continues to collaborate with Secret Cinema on these immersive experiences, they'll probably do more Marvel experiences and Star Wars before even touching pirates. For now, I'll just put it on the long list of cancelled and discontinued Pirates of the Caribbean media.